the end, how reverse engineering can lead to success. Dan Bigham, good to see you this morning. I'm blown away by this. How did you use reverse engineering to manage all of this?
So the major thing was starting with a very ambitious goal that we wanted to be the best. We wanted to beat the British team and then to go to the top, to race at World Cups and to beat nations, to be the best we could and break world records. And then it was using the knowledge that we gained through our own experiences, through our own education, to basically pull apart that end goal just into its constituent parts and to assess exactly what we had from a resource, because we were four guys straight out of uni. We didn't have a massive system around us. And then from there, it was just putting together a solid plan, understanding the tools we had access to and to develop them, and then put them into the process. And it worked at the end of the day. We won the national championships our first time out, beating the national team and breaking the competition record, and then went on to win multiple World Cups and break multiple world records.
I mean, it's absolutely mind-blowing. I mean, what did you have, sort of 5 weeks and no budget when you were kicking off with all of this?
Quite literally, yeah. 5 weeks of training, as good as no budget. We all just left university or just finishing up at university. So as most students can appreciate, finances are always tight. And yeah, we just committed to the process. And we had a lot of our own ideas and our own approach to the sport that was very different to the status quo in how things existed. Cycling is very historical and very stuck in its ways. It presented such a huge opportunity for us to do things a bit different and to approach the sport with a completely different mindset, with a gaping hole of performance to sort of drive ourselves through and to achieve big results.
Well, we think of reverse engineering as very much an engineering thing, a mechanical thing, if you like, breaking an actual product down into its constituent parts. I mean, does it work as well when you're talking about breaking down a performance, breaking down, I don't know, fitness, breaking down diet, whatever you needed to do?
Yeah, the process translates incredibly well. From engineering and throughout history, there's so many great examples of how it's been used to, well, especially in the war, to reverse engineer your opposition's approach to, well, missiles and God knows what else. But for cycling, it's incredibly useful because you can really break down performance into very simple terms, into speed, into energy, into power. And then from there, you can create your own important metrics. It's very simple to sort of distill down, but it applies across the board. It doesn't have to be even sport, because everything out there is measurable nowadays, and it's understanding what affects your performance or what affects your outcomes, how you can control those, how you can improve those, and what sort of tools you have to sort of pull those levers and to optimize your own performance and to sort of set your own destiny and not be defined by the systems that are already in place and the limitations that people place around you because of that.
So does it mean, I mean, certainly in relation to what you did with cycling, but if anything we want to apply this to, you almost have to treat it like a science. If you treat it like a science, work with a formula, you can achieve success.
Yeah, and it's about developing that own formula. I think everybody who has an ambitious goal, whether it is within business, within sport, or something completely different, you tend to have a good understanding of the system ahead of you. And it's just being forensic about pulling that apart to understand where its limitations lie and why it's been built like that, to always ask why, and to not be afraid of asking those hard questions, because a lot of things are built through history, and that doesn't necessarily imply that there's been an intelligent approach. Sometimes it's sort of laziness and other things that mean the system's somewhat flawed, and if it's flawed, then you can use that flaw to your own advantage and get a head start on those that you're competing against, whether that is sport or in business.
OK, look, it's really good to talk to you. I find it absolutely fascinating. I wish we had longer. Good to see you.
Thank you. Cheers, Stephen.
Incredible stuff, isn't it? Really clever. OK, let's have a look at the weather for you now. Here's Joe.